Next up, we have Samuel Toledo from ABC Dust. Samuel, you're up.
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. A special thanks to all the Amica members, Douglas, Charles, all the hard work. We've seen you over the years, dedicated life to innovation and mining, so a big clap for you guys. ABC does insight and value proposition. We'll talk very quickly about what we do, and how we do it, and why we do it. The MICA project, what was the scope? Some showcase of Sierra Gorda and Valley, where we have been implementing these solutions in Chile and Brazil, and invite two mining companies that are in place to join us in the Zero Dust Challenge. We believe that mining industry with no dust is possible, and with very few water consumption use, we believe that is possible. Integrating many of the innovations we are doing here, we see that is the future. So a special thanks to MICA, to the ERAP funding, and also to Corfo in Chile, that have been critical partners along these 2-3 years of a venture that we have been working hard to bring smart technologies to dust control and solid stabilization. What ABC does, we save life, water, and money. That's why we matter. When we do mining, we impact workers' life. You know, dust goes inside the lung. We took samples of that site in, I won't say the name, and we exposed it to liver cells, TG2 liver cells with the cardiology center in Quebec, and 50% of the cells were dead after 24 hours. 2 hours, actually. So it's very dangerous, the exposure to dust, and sometimes the workers don't use the proper EPA, or sometimes they don't use it at all. I've seen many sites in mining that use a full phase, but with very high concentration. A full phase can only go to 50 milligrams per cubic meter of protection, but on those sites we have measured 1,500, 2,000, so like very above the level of protection, and they were underprotected. So what impacts that on mining workers and community? That reduced 20 to 10 years life expectancy. And the last 10 to 15 years are very bad, like low energy, low lung capacity, not being able to play with their grandkids. And what I tell miners that mostly are men and really care, don't be able to have fun with their wife, because it impacts your cardiovascular health. And then they really care about that, because when they see that something that will impact them at the end of their life, they I have to make some money for my family. But when they realize they will be living 10 to 15 years in a very bad condition, then it matters. No? So it matters to me because I also have kids. Once my daughter told me, we want you to stop working in mining because it's dangerous for your lung. I said, don't worry, I only come in and out. Then I remember one worker that had the same kids of the same age. He was working there every day. He does not have the same luck. And now we have the technologies to do it. And thanks all the people that's working here, because we are doing this together. So, and we also believe in data. We don't mining companies, they talk about safety, environmental, but at the end of the day, they want to make money, to please investors, to raise the $2, $3, $4 billion they need to make a big mine. Now, hopefully, with the small mining, we'll reduce that. But to make a big mine, you need a lot of money. So you need a lot of return of investment. So that's why it's important to get data to show that it's good business to control dust, to work this way. It's more productive, more efficient, and also to do that, we need to understand what is the source of dust, because we need to understand the emission. And in that have taken us to deploy solutions for the blasting process, for the loading, for the hauling, for the grinding or crushing, for the stockpiles, and for the tailings. Because what happens if you only control the dust on the road? Let's say, like many companies do, only road. Then you get the dust from the crusher, or the dust from the loader, or the dust from the blasting. And the community doesn't differentiate whether it's your dust from the road, from the crusher, from the blasting. They only see dust, and they only get exposed to that. So to be able to control the dust in the mine, you have to control the whole process. Otherwise, it will get to the community and to the workers. And to do that, you have to be able to monitor, measure, observe it, understand how it behave at different concentrations, different temperatures. We have seen that at high concentration, the dust becomes like a fluid. it's like water. It reacts to temperature and things like that. So we use ANSYS to model it. It's fun. Then you can change the water. I might leave it nerdy. I have fun watching that. But maybe I'm the only one. But then we do dust control. And dust control, we integrate different technologies. We are lucky not to be technology. My background is not hard technologies. My background is innovation and business management. So I'm technology agnostic. I integrate different solutions to solve the problem. So depending on the solve of the problem, how they behave, we bring the best of the technology we can bring to control it. Like we have a different additive and dust control for dust control and solid stabilization. We use advanced polymers. We use microorganisms to work on that. And chemical products. We have developed also a dry fog system with temperature and electrical charge to suppress dust in the crusher and the stockpiles. We have developed a wind dust barrier to improve enclosures and avoid dust going away from here and there. And also we're automating the dust cannons and fogging systems. And we are developing a capsule where we already tested in 2 sites for the blasting process. That's for the dust control. And for the monitoring, that is very critical for us because we always say we control 98, 99% of your dust, but how can we say it if we don't measure it? So that's why we work with EPA referred method. But on the execution of this project, we realized that people have been very focused in monitoring milligram per cubic meter. That's a good unit to measure air quality here inside the salon or inside a factory, milligram per cubic meter. But inside a mining facility where the dust is such a huge elephant on the room, for give you a number, one crusher in Chuquicamata, they produce 300 tons of dust per day. Every day they produce 300 tons. And we can suppress 90% of that. So we have 30 tons per day that are still produced. So after 7 days, you have 200 tons of dust. If nobody collects that tons with a little bit of wind or whatever, it will disperse and will create problems as well. So that's why you need a operational excellency. Not just control it, but also remove it or re-inject it. And it's a daily operation. For that, we need good monitoring technologies. So that's why we asked ourselves, why shouldn't we do this with video cameras? And then we start working with the Institut National of Optique in Quebec and also with a couple of partners. And we develop, we like to take pictures and we have drones, document, and we invest in good cameras. So we had like 7 years of dust concentration and pictures. So we put that into AI model in order to do more with less, using basic drone cameras and smartphone cameras. And we developed a video monitoring technology that is calibrated with EPA reference equipment that are very expensive. That cost like $10,000, $15,000 per each one, but they have the flow that they only will see the dust that pass through here. If you have dust emission here, and you have the monitor here, if the wind is blowing that direction, your dust monitor will get that dust. But if the wind is blowing the other direction, your dust monitor will say everything is fine, there is no dust. But if you see it from the outside, you see a huge amount of dust coming out, but your dust monitor is giving you the wrong information. Because if you have 1 pixel, and you know in a camera we can see much more than 1 pixel. So that's one of the problems with current monitoring technologies. That's something where we develop visible dust monitoring. And also, we like to do more with less. We tell our clients, we don't want to fill you up with sensors that you don't need. We can use math, we can use modeling. We put some sensors here and there and we get the emission factor, and we just use production data and your weather data, I can tell you where are you gonna have dust before. So that's the additive. We have a lab that we implemented in Quebec, and I will show you 2 cases very quickly of how we apply these technologies. That's the blasting technology. We did it and we tested in Kinross and in Vale. That's a multigravimetric sampler. That's monitored with a GPS and accelerometer, so we monitor dust conditions. And that's the video monitoring of dust for the blasting and also for the whole road that allow us to measure the dust emissions and optimize the process. So, and that's a management platform that will tell you, the mining companies, where to focus their efforts. That's the lab we have in Quebec. And these are the cases I want to talk, because it's nice to be on the lab, on here and there in this Congress, but you have to be on the site where you learn. Mining workers, sometimes people think they are low education, but they're very smart, because they have to use math and physical by the way they see it. And they have to they solve the problem without being able to go to Canadian Tire or Canuck or buy whatever spare part, so they have to fix it there. So it's very important to go there, because we learn a lot when we're on site. So this is Sierra Gorda. This is a big mine site in Chile. They use salt water. They use brine, the desalinization, because it's a desert, there is no water. So in the desalinization process, there is a brine that is a reject of the process. So they have to use that. And they are using this 10, 12 times per day to dust control. But they only get 80% of dust suppression, and they need to get over 90. So they call us after many tries, and we implement our solution and calibrate the additive. We apply the product. We made a maintenance application. But before that, we did a baseline with our equipment, and we monitor the dust emissions. That was before. And then we make heat map, because with the management platform, we can see where is dust and where is no dust. We monitor over 2 weeks to optimize and calibrate the maintenance protocol. And we achieve it to 90% of dust suppression, saving 92% of water truck hours. This means that they have four trucks, they can sell 2, or just keep it for the expansion stage, because it's hard to sell to use water trucks, no? That they're 100 cubic meters capacity. And those are the measures, part of the work. And this is, very quickly, the dust monitoring technologies today. They are either low cost but no use for mining, or they are high cost or lower coverage. So with the dust cam solution, we create something that have high coverage and high concentration capacity at very low cost, using the already existing infrastructure, the surveillance video cameras they already have on site, and adding 1 or 2 cameras extra. This is good for us, because this allows us to calibrate and optimize our solution. Like this here then is in Vale, in Brazil, where we suppressed 96% of the dust, saving 92% of water. They thought it was magic. I said, it's not magic, it's a little bit of innovation. You have been doing this the same way the Egyptians did it when they're building the pyramids to control dust, just throwing water. Now, the only innovation that you do, you put a truck inside. That's all, And now we're doing a little bit of GPS monitoring and image analysis and programming, and you get all these benefits. It's not magic, it's hard work. Thank you. Last one. We invite the mining companies to join us. We are in the Zero Dust Challenge, where we invite our clients to exchange good practices. What we learn here may be the solution for your mine, and what we learn in your mine may be the solution for other one. So we move the industry to a zero dust industry, where the social license is easier to get, there's less time for permitting, and everybody is having more fun and more profit. Thank you.